All right, good morning to you on this first Tuesday of 2018. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. It is brutally cold across the region, and some spots will be picking up some wintry precip in the Carolinas over the next 36 to 48 hours. A lot to talk about in the latest edition of the video. First of all, cold air, plenty of it this morning. Wind chill advisories are up for a lot of the region. In those blue shaded counties, we have some wind chill values in the single digits and even sub-zero at times early this morning. As I cut the video during the 5 o'clock hour, that's a look from the Beach Mountain Parkway camera. The actual air temperature there is now -2. What a brutally cold morning. Look at these mountain temperatures. A lot of single digits, some sub-zero temperatures up in the high country this morning. What a cold morning. And it's not just the high country. It is cold in the Piedmont too. Look at the Greensboro temperature, 10 degrees. As I cut the video, take a look down in Charlotte, not a whole lot better. The Queen City, frigid this morning, sitting at 12 with a wind chill at 4. Look at that dew point at 3. We had sub-zero wind dew point temperatures rather for most of yesterday as this bone-dry Arctic air mass is in place. These were highs. Some impressive values here. 30 in Cape Hatteras for a high temperature. Freezing in Wilmington. Columbia 34. Triad viewing area entirely in the 20s in spite of sunshine all day long. Charlotte viewing area, everybody below freezing in spite of sunshine all day long. Really impressive cold. These are current temperatures across the region. Raleigh at 13, Wilmington 18, 19 in Columbia, 10 in Roanoke. Across the lower 48, we're not alone. Plenty of cold air. 0 in St. Louis, it's 7 below in Chicago, 13 in New York, Boston's at 5. Really cold stuff, and we are not even close to being finished with the cold air. Storm tracker radar pretty quiet across the lower 48. Not a lot happening yet. Cold and dry day today across the Carolinas, and then clouds will be on the increase tonight as our next system begins to take shape. Now there's your highs across the region this afternoon. A little bit warmer than yesterday, but still frigid. And then there's the low temperature setup tonight. Kind of a tricky low temperature forecast tonight. Depends on the cloud cover and how quickly that rolls in. So here we go tomorrow. Low pressure takes shape really just west of the Bahamas. And look at the wintry precip, yes, down into Florida, southern Georgia, and then up through coastal parts of the Carolinas. I will show you this in more detail in just a second, but here's the North American model. It is one of the more further west models with the footprint of snow. It is a possibility this is correct. Still, though, the global models, the GFS, the European, they remain further east with this footprint of snow. But I did want to show you the North American model because it's not out of the realm of possibility. And there's the footprint of snow on the NAM. Now, if that were to be correct, you would get a little bit of snow back into parts of the Triad and eastern Charlotte viewing areas. Not Winston-Salem, maybe not even Greensboro so much as like Anson County, Randolph County, Alamance County, Richmond County, Montgomery County, that type of area. But certainly the eastern Carolinas look to get a pretty good winter weather event out of this. But there's the footprint of snow on the European. You notice it is further to the east. Again, more on that in just a second. There's the footprint of winter storm watches. Yes, all the way down to North Florida and up through coastal North and South Carolina back to roughly I-95. Now, once that system departs, a fresh shot of cold air arrives. And again, we have some really cold air that's going to be with us right on through the upcoming weekend. All right, let me show you some more detailed charts here. First of all, here's what's happening. We look at the upper levels. One piece of energy, another piece of energy. Those two will interact with one another, and exactly how they interact will determine how far west this shield of precipitation gets. And that's the look on the European Wednesday evening. All right, so let me kind of step you through some of the modeling here. Let's go to the NAM, and I want to use the high-resolution NAM, the 3-kilometer. So let's start right there, and this is the 6Z run. There's your probably sleet and maybe some freezing rain down into Florida with this. I have to evaluate the soundings in Florida. I haven't done that. Right along the Carolina coast, you're going to have a bit of a warm nose there for places like Charleston and just in Myrtle Beach, those types of areas for at least a period of time. So that would be either be sleet or freezing rain, depending on the depth of the warm nose. We'll have to see how that system evolves. But look at that footprint of wintry precip. And then up it goes. And again, this is the 3-kilometer NAM. Up it goes into the eastern parts of North and South Carolina. You see that axis of snow trying to pivot a little bit further to the west, and then out this thing goes. Look at that. That's a 951 millibar low. That's really impressive. This would be blowing, driving snow in eastern North Carolina. And let me show you this. I grabbed this from a different source here. I'll show you the pivotal weather footprint here. All right, and notice, this may be a little tough to see. You might have to resize this a little bit. Hang on a second. There you go. This is kind of the simulated reflectivity. And so some of this isn't reaching the ground, but you see it is further to the west and a lot of the other models with that footprint of precipitation. All right, let me see. Hang on. And I'll show you what that model did put out in terms of precipitation amounts. Now, this is liquid equivalent precipitation. All right, and so you see the footprint of snow does, or the footprint of precipitation rather, does make it back into Anson, Richmond, Union, Stanley, Montgomery, Randolph counties, Guilford County, Alamance County on this particular model. And if you look at the snow amounts with this, all right, so there's the snow totals off that particular model. There we go. All right, so you see it is further to the northwest, and I'll show you the footprint of snow further to the south there. And again, this is what it's indicating in terms of ice accumulation. Now again, you'd have to see if this would be sleet or freezing rain. It would depend on the exact degree and depth of the warm nose aloft. But I do think there'll be some ice involved in some spots. And again, there you see what it shows down further to the south. One of the models I really like in these types of setups is the Regional Canadian. A lot of times it does a very nice job, and so here's what it is showing. This is the 6Z run, the latest one run, tomorrow afternoon. And then we get out to tomorrow evening. And so it brings a little bit of that snow back to, again, the same areas, some of the same areas as the North American model, but certainly your heaviest snow, roughly I-95 and a little bit east of there. It does look very, very impressive, considering what the areas we're talking about. I'll show you this as a for instance. This is the 6Z run of the GFS. This is its precipitation type accumulation. There's your ice accumulation map, and then there's your snow accumulation map. And I'll resize that a little bit so you can see. There you go. So it is further to the east like the European. So we're going to see exactly how this thing amplifies, exactly how these pieces of energy interact to see how far west that precipitation shield can get. Certainly I-95 corridor over to the coast, pretty good shot of wintry precipits coming. Further west from there, it gets much more questionable. We will just have to see. All right, let's see. That is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay warm, have a great day, and God bless.